My name is Riley. I just can't seem to get anything done in the winter. I'm 45 years old, and I've left my laundry piled up for the past few days. Because my room is on the 4th floor, and it's freezing when I go outside to dry it. Even if I hang the laundry in my room, there's no heating in the passage. I'm too lazy to get out my room. I have to get over my winter-only laziness. Today, I would like to share with you how I have continued to support my husband on rainy days and cold days, no matter how hard it has been for me. I hope you will listen to it. It was a long time ago. After graduating from a college theater group, I joined a theater company run by one of my seniors. It was there that I met Jackson, who later became my husband. He had aspirations of becoming an actor, and to be honest, his acting skills were not spectacular. But when I saw him practicing his lines by himself after everyone else had left, I fell in love with him. And when I was 27 years old, my family was vehemently against me marrying a man with no income. I decided to work harder and managed to convince my family, and we eventually got married. It was a great love affair, almost like eloping. When we decided to get married, I immediately left the theater troupe. I did this to support my husband's dream of becoming an actor. There were not many jobs available at that time, but I continued my desperate job search and I managed to find a job. For a long time after that, I continued to support my husband while working. However, the opportunity for my husband to make a name for himself in the TV world never came. He has become a much better actor than we first met, and the range of roles he can play has expanded. His face is not that latest fashion, but he has a look that could be called a playboy. However, compared to idols who belong to an office, theater troupe member is not at all conspicuous. It was a common story that a young star with no experience in acting and no power would snatch the job from the side. However, after a long and arduous process, a turning point came for my husband. After my college senior, who was the founder of the theater company, quit the company. Before I knew it, he had joined a casting company through an acquaintance in the entertainment business. What is a casting company? They are companies that work between the client, their entertainment agency, and their sponsor to provide casting support for commercials, advertisements, and events. Some of them are run by former managers of entertainment agencies, and they are able to use their contacts from those days to cast good entertainers at a low cost. It is a very convenient company in the industry. And of course, the senior staff who worked there had the authority to suggest entertainers to clients and sponsors. Some of you may have already noticed. This senior employee suggested that my husband, who has yet to see the light of day, be used in a local commercial in our area. My husband was born in that area, and there was a movement to renew the commercials of a local manufacturer. The senior mentioned my husband's name. Since it was a local commercial, there were no rivals, and my husband won the commercial without difficulty. My husband's face became well known among the people to an extent that neither he nor I had imagined. Well, it was aired to certain areas, but the local suites were famous. So gradually, more and more people, young and old, men and women alike, came to know my husband's face, and his radio and other work gradually increased. He also began to appear in commercials and on television, although all of his appearances were local. In an information program, he performed the La 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 dance. The children loved the song because he's not athletic and bad at dance, so he became even more popular. From then on, my husband's attitude in the home gradually changed. I'm a celebrity. I can't walk around in such plain clothes. The food we had at the shoot the other night was delicious. When I go home, the food looks so poor. In short, he began to complain about his current life. By the way, I chose his clothes and I cooked the meals. It was dissatisfaction with the current life, but it could also be taken as dissatisfaction with me. At that time, my husband's income was increasing compared to before. However, since we have been getting by on my income alone, we have almost no savings. I didn't know how long my husband's popularity would last. I was afraid that my husband's popularity would not last long, so we lived frugally and continued to save money. But my husband didn't like that.
Why am I, a popular guy in the world, living such a simple life? I felt ashamed,
he said to me. I thought he's not that popular, but I decided to tolerate it, and that it may be inevitable that he became big-headed after finally succeeding. It took him a long time to success, so I would tolerate this level of selfishness. If it would motivate my husband, I thought so be it. Then, my husband joined an office and began to work not only in the local area, but also he gradually began to get more and more work in New York. It was like being sold along with a successful star, but he was an added bonus position. But just having your face on TV makes a big difference. Although he was known only to those in the know, my husband's name recognition gradually increased. It was mostly talent work, not acting work as it should have been. But my husband seems to be happy, so I thought it was okay. Then one day, on the day of his appearance at a local event, he told me he was tired and decided to stay at a nearby inn. He did not come back few days. I could understand if he was working in New York, but he could still come home within 40 minutes when it was in his hometown. If he was tired, wouldn't he come home and take a rest? To be honest, I haven't overlooked the fact that my husband is frequently looking at his cell phone these days. He didn't come home even a week ago because he said he had to attend a sponsor's reception. He has been treating me very roughly lately. The other day, he sighed when he saw my face.
I'm tired of seeing your face,
I was told. I'm pretty sure that my husband has another woman in his life, and more than one. After I became convinced of this, I began to pay closer attention to my husband's movements than ever before. I found that he was not only frequently looking at his cell phone, but was even taking it into the bathroom with him. I didn't notice it because I usually cooked meals while my husband was taking a bath. Apparently, he was making phone calls in the bathroom, using the sound of the shower as a cover.
It was fun the other night. When can I see you next? I love you too, babe.
They had a chilling conversation that I feel only a cold chill down my spine. If this is what my husband is saying on a daily basis, that he is communicating with a male sponsor, then I would have a chill down my spine, not just up my spine, but all over. Most of the time, 3 days after such a phone call, my husband wouldn't come home on more than one occasion. It was also successfully proven that my husband was having an affair. Just as I predicted, I wonder if he thinks he's fooling me out of it. Just when I was thinking that I was aware of his cheating, the incident happened at dinner time.
Please, divorce me. I'm already popular, and you're no longer of any use to me. I love another girl. I can't love you anymore.
I won't go so far as to say it came out of the blue. It's because it's exactly what I expected. But I wish he would stop mocking me, and he was saying, "You're no longer needed because I'm popular well, and have a girl you like." I have been supporting my husband financially and emotionally for about 20 years since he was unsuccessful. Remembering the time when we first met until today, I felt a few tears welling up in my eyes. I thought, if he's this kind of man, I don't want to be with him either. So I thought to myself, okay, I will leave you. I accepted my husband's request. It was 4 days after I divorced my husband. I had bought the house, so I kicked him out as soon as the divorce was finalized. but he was standing at the door. "Do you still have some business with me?" I asked him, and he glared at me.
Is it true that you're the writer of a surprise project?
"Oh no, did you just find out now?" "Ha ha ha. Yes, all those girls you like were all my setup." In fact, I was a member of a theater company. I was a playwright who wrote scenarios, not a performer. I got a job after marrying my husband, but I couldn't give up my dream of being a writer. I was sending my works to open competitions for TV programs and so on. One of my seniors at the university who knew of this approached me as well. He said, "One of my seniors is a successful writer, so why don't you become his apprentice?" A script writer is a person who writes scenarios for TV programs and dramas. This successful writer was also involved in the writing of a number of various shows. At the time, he was the unreachable person for me. I decided to become his apprentice with a simple yes. I continued to submit my work to the show while working and learning the basic of writing. But the role is not easy. No matter how many times I applied, I kept getting rejected. Then, this successful writer reached out to me. He said, "Why don't you try composing for a local variety show that I'm too busy to work on myself?" Of course, I decided to take the job. One of the programs was a surprise program to trick my husband. We set up unsuccessful gravure idols and celebrities to pretend to like him. Then, the program examines whether my husband, who has professed to have a wife, falls for young girls. The girls my husband was playing with in the beginning were before the program started, so he was cheating. But for the last 6 months or so, it's all a setup for a surprise project. I was recording the video in the house when you were here. It was fun. Like when you were saying baby in a cat-like voice.
No way! Don't get carried away! Don't tell me you're going to broadcast that on TV.
It should be on TV, right? It's a project. I'm the planner and writer of the show, and I'm in the better position. It won't be rejected just because you're embarrassed to have it on the air.
Oh my God!
He raised his voice and became flustered. It was good too. You were saying,
Honey, we should play Baby World again.
I didn't know you were into that kind of thing.
What? Oh, you made that up too?
I did. As far as I know, all of them were planned except for the 2 who were your early flings. About 9 of them. Were you so happy? And you thought you were popular? I'm sorry. He paused in front of my laughing face. I know what kind of girls you like, so I picked the ones who would hook you. I auditioned and chose them. The producers were in a groove. You were talking with girls in baby talk. Oh yeah, this one will air too. A love song starting with I for you, honey.
Huh? A love song to you that's starting with me. My heated heart is a burning heart.
Was it right? We all laughed when we saw that video. I never thought you'd give a song you wrote to a girl. Maybe you're more suited to be a comedian than a TV personality. His face turns red as I sang the lyrics to his embarrassing song. My heated heart is a burning heart. Heating means burning too. What a funny collocation you made. Are you under fire for the public already? Are you okay? Sorry. You don't even want to argue with me. Have you turned to ashes? While I was laughing a lot in front of him, he was nodding his head with his eyes full of tears.
I'm so embarrassed. Please stop it.
I didn't expect that you had such a feeling. But I can't do it. It was really funny. And I will definitely air it.
I'm begging you. You have the power to do something about it.
I'm still a newbie. I don't have the authority to change the content of the show. It's a good thing to you, and you will be more popular.
No, maybe, but that...
Oh, But it's impossible. He's astonished at my phrases. The part will also air that you said to me, I don't need you anymore and I want to divorce. That part was really frowned upon by the production members. I'm afraid this prank show might be the last one you will ever appear in. I grinned, and he gasped for a moment and scrambled to my feet.
Oh, please. I hope you were joking when you agreed to divorce. It was all my fault, so please edit everything.
What are you talking about?
What?
The divorce wasn't a prank. You're the one who originally proposed the divorce. He is immensely surprised when I answer with a straight face. We were in on this prank show, so we had a scenario for our actions. But you, the one who is being surprised, don't have a scenario, do you? That's what I mean. You asked for a divorce, so I said yes, and that's all. The producer was overjoyed that the show related to cheating is really funny, and they will air at all costs. We are getting divorced too. I can't believe that after all this time, you still think your own proposed divorce was a prank. You're an idiot. This is my husband though. Whoops. You're my ex-husband already.
Oh no, I'm sorry, please. I'm sorry. Please reconsider.
No, I'm sorry too. I'm sorry for hiding the prank show. I'm going to air it, and I'm getting a divorce, so please accept my apologies.
That's not an apology at all.
He's upset, but he knew exactly what I mean, and I laughed at him. There was no way I was going to apologize. If he had cheated on me, and it was a prank from the beginning, and I was just taking advantage of the fact that he cheated on me to get revenge. It's not my fault that he cheated on me in the first place. He's an idiot husband of the century. That's what I'm saying, so get the hell out of my house. If you are in front of my house any longer, I'm calling the police. Hey Jackson of La 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 Dance, dancing on his knees to his ex-wife in front of the house like that. If you want to be in the headlines, you can stay there. When I said that much, his face turned blue again and he said,
All right, I'm leaving.
He picked up the package he dropped on the ground. The husband left with a look of a defeated villain's back. 5 years have passed since then. His popularity naturally fell to the ground immediately after the show aired. He was not that popular in New York, but bad publicity often spreads. This show even led to an increase in the number of people who knew him. Well, the people who knew my ex-husband hated him across the board. He has completely fallen on hard times, said to me,
Give me your job with your power.
I told him that I would never give him a chance no matter what, and I deleted his number. It seems that there are no more programs featuring him at all. As people on the internet say, they change the channel when he appears on TV and don't want to see his face. He was fired by his agency as soon as his contract with them expired. Because his face is so well known, he's being chased by reporters, and even if he changed jobs, he could not continue, so he remains unemployed. Some of the jobs seems to have incurred penalties, and since the office would not accept it, so it became his debt. I hope that he should not forget to pay me alimony, because I allow him a small amount every month. On the other hand, I was asked several times to produce programs after that, because the show was a big hit. Thankfully, I ended up writing a scenario for a drama, although it is in the late night slot. I'm not a top-notch writer, but I think I'm steadily approaching my own desire. Above all, even though I'm a late bloomer, I'm happy that my dream has come true. I've quit my corporate job, and I'm working on screenplays at my own pace. I'm not ready to be a housewife again, and I haven't remarried. This is a kind of joy that makes me feel more alive than when I was married. A woman who took a leap of faith by using her husband as a stepping stone to revenge. My current dream is to dramatize my life. Well, I'd have to become a screenwriter and famous enough to be pleased with a dramatization. It's always happy to have goals or dreams that I want to achieve. I truly believe that.